What's going on, Arizona sports fan family? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Today, what I want to talk about is Eno Benjamin getting picked up off the waiver wire. We now know where Eno Benjamin is going. Let's dive right into it. Alright guys, welcome back in. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, today what I want to specifically talk about is Eno Benjamin and the absolute bombshell of a surprise happening yesterday, being that the Arizona Cardinals did something to one of, I guess you could say, an Arizona fan favorite, right? He did come out of ASU playing running back over there, and a lot of people were very excited that the Arizona Cardinals ended up drafting him in the 7th round. Now, before we get started, definitely do me one huge favor, everybody. Smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. We're pretty much throwing out videos daily on this channel, so definitely subscribe and join the community. But let me go ahead and recap for you guys that didn't know this already. If you guys didn't know, Eno Benjamin, our running back that actually was the #1 running back in place of James Conner when he was hurt, was actually surprisingly cut out of the blue yesterday. Now, there was a lot of reports that ended up coming out pertaining to why Eno Benjamin ended up getting cut from the Arizona Cardinals. And I know a lot of fans felt a certain type of way because a lot of fans are not very happy with the front office, right? Steve Keim and everything that they're currently doing. Now, I'm in that boat as well. I still do think that Steve Keim still needs to go regardless of what happens in this season. Now, this is definitely kind of, adding salt to an injured wound from a lot of Arizona Cardinal fans is getting rid of Eno Benjamin. Now, I honestly do believe he actually did a very good job, in place of James Conner. Eno Benjamin was the guy who actually stepped in, and he actually had some really good runs, really angry runs for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, obviously, since we released him yesterday, he actually ended up going through the waiver wire process, and the team that ended up picking him up was the Houston Texans. Now, if you know this, or if you didn't know this, the Houston Texans are actually #1 in the waiver wire. And what that usually means is basically because they're sitting at the #1 spot, any player that was cut, they have the very first pick on that. So that actually kind of goes to show that, this player is a really good player, right? The Arizona Cardinals really whiffed on this one. At least in my personal opinion here, Eno Benjamin was a very, very good backup running back for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, we have Keontae Ingram, right? He can definitely step up. Now, we also do have some running backs that are currently sitting in the IR. We have Jonathan Ward as well as Darrell Williams. Now, what the future is going to hold for those two players, we'll have to kind of wait and see at this very moment. But as of right now, the two running backs that we have currently active is going to be James Conner and Keontae Ingram, the rookie. Now, here are the rumors that ended up happening, right? We ended up kind of going to the Twitter world because a lot of fans were confused, right? What's going on with Eno? Why did they just kind of release him? What seemed to kind of be the thing that a lot of people were saying was that Eno Benjamin was called yesterday. He was called the day before the Rams game by an assistant, right? Not by Steve Keim, but just from an assistant. Telling him that what the new plans were for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward, and I believe their new plans was just rolling with James Conner. Now, I'm not mad at this plan. I like James Conner being the workhorse. I really honestly do, but it definitely does suck that this message didn't come from Steve Keim, right? We had a, conversation or a video that we ended up releasing about 2 or 3 weeks ago about Patrick Peterson saying, a lot of negative things about Steve Keim, and this kind of further emphasizes the lack of leadership skills, the lack of people skills that Steve Keim has, right? To have an assistant come out and actually make that phone call to Eno Benjamin and not coming from the GM himself is absolutely weird, right? Now, if you're going to ask yourself, maybe it wasn't, Steve Keim's fault, right, for doing this. Maybe it's Cliff Kingsbury's fault. Then why wouldn't Cliff Kingsbury call him and say the new direction that they're going to be moving to? But obviously, he wasn't happy with the new direction of the Arizona Cardinals. If you don't know this, Eno Benjamin is currently under contract for the rest of this year and up until 2023. So he's got until 2023 as well. And honestly, with his production that he's going to be getting, lower and lower and lower with the Arizona Cardinals, it's not going to reflect if he did want to get another contract for the future. So I don't know if it was his decision to get released. I'm not sure if he said something to the front office and then they released him. Regardless of what it is, what happened to be the situation is that Eno Benjamin was not happy with the new plan moving forward. Now, if that's going to be James Conner, we'll have to kind of wait and see how it shakes out. I really hope we see James Conner of, last year, translating into this year, but at this very moment is TBD. But what do you guys think in this whole Eno Benjamin situation, ladies and gentlemen? Put everything in the comments below. Are you upset? Are you happy? What are your thoughts? Everything in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day and go Cards.